Listen to the silence of the mound of the dead. Stories echoing within the riverbed of trade and prosperity, of art and craft so fine, of zenith, peak, perfection, and also of decline. Why the downfall of a people so skillful and so smart is a secret forever buried in the mighty river's heart. Moenjodaro, a World Heritage Site, is in danger of destruction. The remains tell a fascinating story of a glorious past of the Indus civilizations. But if urgent corrective and curative steps are not taken, the remains may not remain with us for long. The alarming pace of the deterioration was predicted by Dr. H. J. Plenderleith, who came to Pakistan in 1964 as head of a UNESCO mission. With archaeology being devolved to provinces after the 18th Amendment, prima facie, the government of Sindh is responsible for its upkeep. However, its collective responsibility of the Federation is to save this symbol of collective heritage pride.
The 5,000 years old legacy of Pakistan was discovered in 1922. Due to its uniqueness, it was declared the World Heritage Site by the UNESCO in 1981 because the Moenjodaro ruins are the earliest example of Bronze Age cities in the world that possess the urban phases of the society, and due to its significance in the history of archaeology, art, architecture and town planning, it placed a uniqueness in the World Heritage.
Moenjodaro is located about 400 kilometers north of Karachi on the right bank of the Indus in Pakistan's province of Sindh. It commands a high position in the world of archaeology, rivaling that of ancient Babylon. For intellectual tourists to Pakistan, Moenjodaro is the foremost place on their itinerary, while for students of the cultural history of mankind, a visit here is a pilgrimage to the ancient ruins sanctified by the passing millennia and a homage to the devoted labors of the distinguished excavators of the 20th century. Moenjodaro sits in District Larkana, reminding visitors of the unique culture that flourished in Indus Valley 5,000 years ago and extended its influence over an enormous region. It provides instance of exemplary form of town planning, community organization, an extraordinary example of civilization that combined agrarian economy and urban political structure. Whatever the reasons for the tragic end of the great civilization of Indus Valley may have been, a visitor can experience the true value of the World Heritage Site at Moenjodaro by walking the ancient streets of the city in the footsteps of its inhabitants. One can read in its design and form a familiar urban landscape that links past and present in palpable ways and makes the ancient come alive.
Summer season we have wind from the south, and the winter season wind from the north. Same thing, we have the rain. That time, ancient time, and now is available in summer season from the south, and winter season rain come from the north. So they have the arrangement of the street on the base of the nature. That is a very favorable, that the structure of the thick also be controlled the heat and cold.
The remarkable discovery of Moenjodaro in 1922 was at first nothing more than the result of routine explorations by the Archaeological Survey of British India. At the time of the excavations in 1922, the structural remains were in an excellent condition. For as long as they were buried, the remains were preserved like a bee in amber. The Sindh province began irrigation from controlled river water supplies of the Sakkar barrage. The Dadu Canal on the right bank of the Indus has been irrigating the area around Moenjodaro ever since and flows not more than 4 km to the west, whereas the Indus River itself is about 1 km to the east of the remains. The Indus feeds the groundwater reservoir during periods of flood, whereas the Dadu Canal, in combination with the lands irrigated by it, contributes to the rise in groundwater levels, followed by the double menace of waterlogging and salinity. The surface water table, which in 1922 was nearly 8 meters below normal ground level, now fluctuates between 1.52 meters in October and 3.66 meters in May every year. The threat from rising water table and salinity are occasionally reinforced by an erratic behavior of the mighty Indus River through its well-known and ever-shifting course.
Salt action, capillary action, and subsoil water is still a threat, a problem which required international safeguarding, international assistance, and international financial assistance to help the authorities of the Pakistan government, Sindh government to protect the site for further prosperity of the peoples, of the coming generations, so that a unique chapter of the history can be survived for further.
To provide protection from this threat, it has been proposed to landscape the site and plant salt-resistant trees in belts around the remains. The species of trees and grass are recommended by specialists. Following the warning of Dr. H.J. Plenderleith, the Government of Pakistan, UNESCO and UNDP mobilized support to preserve and promote the site. However, the Moenjodaro Safeguarding Campaign, which started in 1974, came to an end in 1997. Thereafter, the Ministry of Culture, the Department of Archaeology and Museums, and UNESCO work together on a sustainable conservation program. Appreciating the future of our irreplaceable heritage ought to be put in young hands. UNESCO, with the help of Embassy of Norway, prepared resource kit to inform and engage students through teachers. Moenjodaro has been a site of great interest to the national population, with visitors ranging from school and university students, local and regional families making small day trips to the site, and foreign tourists. The tourist traffic dropped after the 2010 floods.
In general, we have 90% tourism of our Pakistani and 10% foreigners during the years. We have a good season of tourism, 4 months of winter season. Start from November, December, January, February.
The site is seen as an important recreational area, but unfortunately, it provides very limited amenities to visitors. The site museum, housing priceless relics including engraved seals, ornaments, utensils, pottery, weapons and toys, is in serious need of a refurbishment. Together with approved interpretation, appropriate landscaping and access plan to the site, visitors would feel encouraged for this unique experience. Increased tourism would greatly improve the socio-economic development of the area and renew the sense of ownership of the local communities.
बहुत सारा जो एम्फसिस या बहुत ज़ोर आजकल दे रहे हैं वो है कल्चर को डेवलपमेंट के साथ या तरक्की के साथ लिंक करना, यानी कि कौमें या मुल्क जो हैं या कम्युनिटीज़ जो हैं वो अपनी तहज़ीब और तमद्दन को किस तरह से इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं या ज़रिया बना सकते हैं अपनी तरक्की के लिए, इनकम जनरेशन के लिए या ज़रिया मुआश के लिए। मोहनजोदारो में ये चीज़ बहुत वाज़िया है क्योंकि उनका सदियों पुराना कल्चर है, उनकी रिवायात हैं, उनके हुनर हैं जिनको वो बरूए कार ला के, जिनको वो इस्तेमाल करके ना सिर्फ अपने लिए ज़रिया मुआश बना सकते हैं बल्कि उस इलाके में टूरिज़म को भी फ़रोग़ दे सकते हैं।
The site we see is only 10% of the relics which are preserved under the Indus River. Experts say that nature has preserved these for thousands of years, but we, humans, have not been able to look after the remains even for 100 years.
The Mohenjo-daro World Heritage Site poses a very serious questions of conservation and protection, and then more so about the sustainability of the joint effort of UNESCO and then government of Sindh, government of Pakistan. Besides technical interventions, what we really need at this particular moment is to further develop the capacity of the site custodians, namely the government of Sindh, through technical cooperation and financial support of the international community, as well as the people in Pakistan. Domestic funding mobilization also is very important. In this regard, UNESCO Islamabad is ready to work with our friends to support the process.
Should we take responsibility and act to save the relics? Or should we let the nature to take over?